Shanti. Murli date 11th June 2022. Essence: Sweet children, after becoming Brahmins, don't behave in such a way that the father's name would be dishonored. While at your work, etc., simply continue to follow Srimad. Question: which words should not emerge from the lips of godly students? Answer: we do not have time to study. These words should not emerge from your lips. The Father does not place any difficulty on the children's head. He simply says, awaken in the early hours of the morning and remember me and study for an hour or half an hour. Question: what is the plan of human beings and what is the Father's plan? Answer: the plan of human beings is to unite and become one. Human beings desire one thing, but the Father's plan is to change the land of falsehood into the land of truth. Song: what has happened to the human beings of today? Om Shanti. You children also say Om Shanti. Souls can say Om Shanti through their bodies. The original religion of myself, the soul, is peace. You must not forget this. The Father comes and also says Om Shanti. The place where you children remain peaceful is also the place where the Father resides. That is our land of peace and our home. No scholar or pandit in the world outside knows this. They simply say that a soul is the same as the Supreme Soul. No one has knowledge of souls. They do not know what a soul is. All the billions of souls are like stars. An imperishable part is fixed in each soul and it emerges at its own time. The Father sits here and explains this. The Father cannot explain to human beings without entering a human body and becoming human. I too definitely need a body. A body is adopted when creation has to be created. Creation takes place through Prajapita Brahma. Incorporeal Shiva is the creator. He explains through Prajapita Brahma to Brahmakumaris and Kumaris, not to Shudras. This is now our Brahmin caste. Previously we were in the Shudra caste, and now before that we belong to the merchant and warrior castes. People of the world do not understand these things. Brahmins definitely become deities who later become warriors, merchants, and Shudras. Brahmins are the top node. Previously, Brahmins used to wear a top note like a cow's hoof. You play the game of a somersault. I do not play it. You go into the cycle of these castes. It is such an easy matter. Your very name is Swadershan Chakradhari. But people have written all sorts of things in the scriptures. You understand that only you Brahmins become Swadershan Chakradhari. However, the symbols of these ornaments have been given to the deities because they are complete. The symbols only suit them. By imbibing this knowledge, you once again become rulers of the globe. You are now personally sitting here. This is the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra. Brahmins are definitely needed for a yajna. A Shudra cannot create a yajna. Rudra Shiv Baba has created this sacrificial fire, and so Brahmins are definitely needed. The father says, I only speak to the Brahmin children. This is such a huge sacrificial fire. As soon as the father came, he created this sacrificial fire. This is known as the sacrificial fire, in which the horse is sacrificed. That is, it is a sacrificial fire to establish self-sovereignty. Where? In Bharat. Baba creates the golden aged self-sovereignty. So, you can call this the Shiv Gyan Yajna or Rudra Gyan Yajna. The temple at Somnath is also his. That one has been given many names. This is known as Yajna. It is not called a school. The father has created the Rudra Gyan Yajna. A yajna, sacrificial fire, is not called a school. The yajna is created through the Brahmins. The bestower, Bholenath, the innocent Lord, is the one who gives alms to the Brahmins. He is called Shiva, the innocent Lord, the master of all treasures. You are now sitting face to face with him. Bab Dada has adopted you children. This one is the senior mother. However, Mama is fixed to take care of the mothers. She is the cleverest of all. Her parts is a main one. She is Jagadamba, the goddesses of knowledge. Mahalakshmi cannot be called the goddesses of knowledge. The name Lakshmi means the goddesses of wealth. They say, so and so has Lakshmi in their home. That is, they have a lot of wealth. They ask Lakshmi for wealth alone. At the end of every 12 months, they invoke Lakshmi. Jagadamba fulfills everyone's desires. You children understand that Jagadamba is the daughter of Prajapita Brahma. Her name is Saraswati. Just one name is enough. There is a mother as well as the children. You are listening to the knowledge from Shiv Baba. The father has come and has adopted this one and named his Brahma. He also says, I enter an impure body. None of these things are written in the scriptures. You understand that you are making effort for the new world. You are becoming flowers from thorns. When you were Shudras, you were thorns. You have now become Brahmins, flowers. The father changes Brahmins into flowers. He is the master of the garden, and all of you are gardeners. Number wise. Those who are good gardeners make others the same as themselves. They continue to plant saplings. All are number wise. This is called spiritual knowledge. God is the one who gives knowledge. It is human beings who speak all the scriptures, etc. This spiritual knowledge is given by the Supreme Spirit to the spirits. No one else receives the knowledge of the Creator and His creation. They simply tell tall stories. This is a world of falsehood where everything is false. In the beginning, there was no artificial jewelry, but it has now become so artificial. There is now so much artificial jewelry. No one is able to keep real jewelry. The kingdom of Ravan is the land of falsehood. The land of truth is the kingdom established by Rama, God. This is the sacrificial fire created by Shiv Baba. It is a school, a sacrificial fire as well as a home. You understand that you are personally sitting in front of the Parlokik Father and Prajapita Brahma. How can you receive the inheritance unless you become Brahmins? True Brahmins are needed to look after the yajna. Those who indulge in vice are not called Brahmins. What would the result be if one foot is in the boat of Ravan and the other is in the boat of Rama? You would be split in two. Then, by performing such activity, you would dishonor the Father's name. You call yourselves the children of Prajapita Brahma, but you perform the actions of a Shudra. The Father says, by all means, carry on with your business, etc. But if you do everything according to Srimad, it becomes Baba's responsibility. You have come here to receive godly directions. Those are devilish directions. Whereas you follow Srimad in order to become elevated. The highest on high, Father gives the highest directions. You understand that you receive elevated directions in order to change from human beings into deities. You even say, we will become the Sun dynasty rulers. This yajna is for becoming a ruler of the self, not a ruler of the subjects. You become the kings and queens, and so subjects will also be created. Just as Mama and Baba made effort and became those, so you children should become the same. You children should have the same happiness in being Brahmakumaris and Kumaris, Shiv Baba's grandchildren. Shiva is not called Prajapita. He is the creator, whereas the deities are those who reside in heaven. The Father is the one who changes human beings into deities. Your bodies are being rejuvenated, just as the kalpa tree is. He makes you soul who have become ugly, pure and beautiful. Those bodies do not remain when you become completely pure. This is why the haystack, in which everyone is destroyed, is to set ablaze. These are unlimited things. This is an unlimited island. Those are limited. There are as many languages as there are names. There are many islands, but this entire world is an island, Lanka. The kingdom of Ravan covers the entire world. You also heard in the song, what has the state of human beings become? There, they do not kill each other. It is said that, as was Rama, so were his subjects, those who followed the highest code of conduct. There is no question of sorrow. It is a sin to cause sorrow for anyone. How can there be that Ravan and Hanuman etc.? You can tell people the first main thing. Since you call him God, the Father, how can he be an omnipresent? However, it would be a falsehood. Not everyone can be the Father. You children now have to explain. For half a cycle, you have been earning a false income. Now, in order to go the land of truth, you must earn a true income. They relate the scriptures to in order to earn an income. Shiv Baba did not study those scriptures etc. He is knowledgeful, the ocean of knowledge. He is the truth and the living being. You children now understand that you are earning a true income from Baba in order to go to the land of truth. When the land of falsehood is destroyed, everything will be destroyed along with the bodies. All of you will see how the war takes place. They think that everyone should come together, but they become divided. Human beings desire one thing, and God desires something else. All their plans are for destruction. What is God's plan? You now know that. The Father has come in order to change the land of falsehood into the land of truth, to change humans into deities. Through the truthful Father, you become truthful, whereas you become false through Ravan. The Father is the one who gives true knowledge. You Brahmins will return with your hands full, whereas the hands of the Shudras will remain empty. You understand that you are to become deities. Now the Father simply says, stay in your household, become like a lotus flower and remember me. Why should you forget to remember Baba? You forget the Father who makes you into the masters of heaven. This is something new. You have to be soul conscious here. A soul is imperishable. He sheds a body and takes on the next. The Father says, be soul conscious because you are to return home. Shed the consciousness of the bodies. This is an old decayed shoe of 84 births. When clothes have been worn for a time, they wear out. You must also shed those old bodies. Now come down from the pyre of lust and sit on the pyre of knowledge. There are many who cannot stop indulging in vice. The Father says, since the copper age, you have been becoming greatly diseased because of these vices. Now conquer these vices. Don't indulge in the vice of lust. Be pure. Everyone here is born through vice. Vices do not exist in the golden and silver ages. If they were to exist there would that be called heaven, and this be called hell. The Father says, there is no aim or objective in the scriptures. Here you have an aim and objective. We are now changing from human beings into deities. The Father says, Forget all that you have studied. There is no essence in any of that. Your stage of ascending only takes place once. Afterwards, it is a stage of descending. No matter how much you beat your heads, you have to descend and become impure. This is a dirty world. You children understand that our Bharat was heaven and that it is now hell. First, there was only the one original deity religion, but that no longer exists. That religion is being established once again. Baba comes and carries out establishment once again through Brahma. You also say that you are claiming the kingdom once again. After you have claimed the kingdom, this knowledge will disappear. Only impure ones receive this knowledge in order to become pure. So, why would this knowledge remain in the pure world? You also understand how many years it has been since there was a kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. You say, Baba, we have come once again after 5,000 years to claim the kingdom. I, this soul, am a child of the Father. There is example of a person who started calling himself a buffalo. He kept repeating that to himself and thereby developed the faith that he was a buffalo and believed that he couldn't live through a window because he had horns. This example applies to you. You have the faith that you are the children of Baba. It is not that by saying, I am Chaturbhuj, the four-armed image of Vishnu, you will become so. No, the one who can make you that is definitely needed. This knowledge is to change you from ordinary human beings into Narayan. Those who imbibe well and inspire others to do so are the ones who claim a high status. A student cannot say that he does not have time to study. In that case, you can go and sit at home. The inheritance cannot be claimed without studying. You are godfatherly students, and yet you say that you don't have time. If after belonging to the Father you divorce him, he would say that you are a great fool. Don't you have time for an hour or half an hour? Sit in the early morning hours and remember Baba. No difficulties are placed on your heads for this. Awaken in the early morning hours and simply remember the Father and spin the discus of self-realization. If not others, at least benefit yourselves. The more merciful you are, the more you bring benefit to yourselves and then to others. The higher the status you claim, this is a very great income. Those who have a lot of wealth say that they do not have the time. The wealthy will be poor there and the poor ones will be wealthy. The mothers cry the most. You have to make them laugh. Constantly stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. There is peace in Madhuban, and so you can earn a great deal of income. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love and remembrance. And good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. Essence for Dharna. First point, earn a true income in order to go to the land of truth. Be soul conscious. Renounce the arrogance of that old decayed shoe body. Second point, be merciful and bring benefit to yourself and to others. Awaken early in the morning, remember the Father, and spin the discus of self-realization. Blessing. May you be a holy swan who transforms anything wasteful into powerful with your good wishes. A holy swan is one who puts aside anything negative and imbibes the positive. While seeing and hearing, do not look or listen. Negative means wasteful things. So, do not listen to, perform, or speak of wasteful things. Transform anything wasteful into powerful. For this, you need to have good wishes for every soul. With good wishes, even something wrong becomes right. Therefore, it doesn't matter what someone is like. Simply continue to give good wishes. Good wishes will come stone. Good wishes will change stone to water. And anything wasteful will be transformed into something powerful. Slogan. In order to experience supersensuous joy, remain stable in the stage of an embodiment of peace. Om Shanti.